So in my personal life, I've had some pretty close family and friends really deal with traumatic brain injuries, concussions, and just seen how this affects them day to day. My husband, for example, had a major concussion during sports in high school, and this affected his education all the way through. He fought hard and he got through, and he's now a dentist, but just seeing how hard he had to work to get through that was really inspiring, and it inspired me to keep learning and always looking for the next steps when it comes to helping patients like that. So having this personal experience really has taken me down the path to focus more in this niche of optometry. There's all sorts of approaches in optometry that we can take, whether it be treating dry eyes, whether it be treating eye turns, binocular vision issues, concussions. There's so many different facets of optometry, and having these personal experiences really have kept me going down this path. So it's really important to find optometrists who are, focused in this area when we're looking for help and answers for these patients. So we're lucky enough in Canada and the United States to have the College of Optometrists in Vision Development. You can, Google it, covd.com, and this would give you the list of optometrists who are registered with this college, who have this specialization in this field and this side of the career. Some of the signs and symptoms that we really see in patients who've had concussions or mild TBIs would be dizziness, balance issues, headaches, especially after doing prolonged near work, whether that be screen time, reading. We also see people struggle a lot with skipping lines when they're reading. The words all seem jumbled up on the page. We also see people really struggle with having too much input in the side of their vision, where this is oftentimes experiences in the grocery store when we're walking down those food aisles with all of the products on the sides. That can really spike someone's symptoms. So we have definitely seen a link between anxiety and these symptoms increasing in patients. If we are stressing the system by doing this prolonged near work, we're trying to do our job. Everyone is working at a screen nowadays. If we are, really stressing the system by doing these near tasks or by being in the grocery store, then that can certainly increase in anxiety and other kind of stress-related feelings, of course. So dizziness after a concussion can really be a major predictive sign that you will have long-term visual symptoms from your concussion. So if you had a head injury and you felt dizzy afterwards, you're more than likely going to have vision symptoms more long-term. And this is when we need to start to address things that we can do to manage and modify those symptoms. Yeah, so when we're seeing patients who are having a hard time with skipping lines when reading, getting headaches after their prolonged near work, or the letters and words seem all jumbled on the page, that is oftentimes a side effect of either convergence insufficiency or of ocular motor dysfunction. Convergence insufficiency is when your eyes are not able to accurately or sufficiently cross together to meet and focus at what you're looking at up close. This is something experienced in 33% of the general population, but it's experienced in 75% of patients who have had some sort of concussion or traumatic brain injury. Yeah, so another symptom we see oftentimes is blurriness up close or feeling that strain or headaches after working up close. This is oftentimes due to the focusing system or the accommodation system not working adequately or not working enough to really focus on what we're doing. There are a few different ways to help this issue as far as your glasses. If we can add some magnification for you up close to bring things into focus and to let your eyes relax, that can make a huge difference for you with those types of symptoms. So oftentimes after a traumatic brain injury, your peripheral vision awareness is diminished, or it can also become hypersensitive. So when this happens, we can really neglect areas of our peripheral vision, and this opens up to risk of having a secondary head injury from another accident or blow that we're not expecting. So a midline shift is something that's experienced more shortly after a concussion or traumatic brain injury. And this happens to patients when the entire midline that you perceive, coming straight in front of you is shifted to one side or the other. When this happens, we see patients, they'll come into the clinic leaning on the walls just to get into the office because they are feeling so off kilter. Midline shift is typically a temporary symptom that we see after concussions. This can be helped with prism in your glasses. What that would do is prism in the glasses would actually shift your whole image of your world over into the area that you're leaning into, and it really brings people back on balance. This is something short term. Typically the prism can be removed after a few weeks' time. Yeah, so with these injuries to the visual system, we can see definitely long-term side effects that can persist if they go untreated. What really the focus is with treating and managing symptoms for concussion patients is really just helping the quality of life and, mediating these symptoms so that we can function better in the world. Leaving it untreated, are we going to necessarily, make things worse and worse every day? It's really patient to patient basis. Everyone is so different with how their concussions affect them that it's hard to say long term.